like when you're blending, going in like little circles, and then the closer you get out, push lighter, put less pressure. So here, I'm just gonna do it a little bit.
I was so lucky, Jed, and had an old previous customer that I used to sell eel
Hello. A little behind as usual. So today we're going to make two great dishes. The first one is this. This is creamy lobster pappardelle. It is not expensive the way it sounds, and it can be even cheaper if you want. So I'm gonna dish this up real quick so you can see what it looks like here. This serves 4 pan, and we used 3 lobster tails, which I got on sale for $6.99 a pound. So 3 lobster tails is about $6.99 worth. And it's got a nice creamy sauce that's got a little bit of bite to it, and we're going to put a little parsley on that. And parsley for color. And you would serve that with a salad on the side or a vegetable. Our second dish, I just heard go off in the microwave because I made this yesterday. I'm going to show you how great these are left over or frozen or what have you. This is creamy lemon chicken with artichokes and red potatoes and red peppers. And this is one of our slow cooker super low sodium recipes that's just delicious and just awesome. And this I'm going to sprinkle with a little bit of dill. It's supposed to have dill in it. Dill's not popular at my house. I like dill. So today I'm going to make it with the dill. We're going to make it correctly. But when I reheat it, I just put the dill on then for myself. So we'll set those over here. We're going to do it a little bit different because the lobster pappardelle has to reduce, and it takes about 15 minutes to reduce. And in that 15 minutes, you can start the slow cooker recipe. So you can make 2 days of recipes right together, have the slow cooker ready, put it in there tomorrow, and finish it up when it's done. And I love slow cookers on hot summer days because they don't heat up the kitchen. So to start our lobster, let's see here. Not that. First thing we need is pappardelle. Pappardelle is an egg noodle. For no apparent reason, it's not in the pasta section at the grocery store. It's in the international section. So I want to show you. Since it's in the international section, a bag like that's kind of spendy, but you can make 2 of these dishes with that. It's rolled flat. This is a normal egg noodle. It's a little bit thicker than that, and it's flat. There's your difference. So I've made this dish with normal 69-cent a pound egg noodles from Winco, and it's just as good. So the water's getting warm for this. I should put some salt in it. Salt your water to get your noodles to separate. And if you're on a really restricted sodium diet, you can put oil, but the oil will coat your noodles, and then you end up with a little bit more calories. So that being done, the next thing we're going to do is get my pan now. Start this lobster. I'll put this on medium high, and I'm going to put in what I have here is 2 cups of dry white wine. Today we're using Sauvignon Blanc, and I'm adding half a cup of low sodium chicken broth. And sprig of thyme. Just a whole, drop that in there. So, I'm going to bring that to a boil. I'm going to get out our lobster tails. I said I got these on sale. My back of the truck sale is my kids got it. They're 5 or 6 ounces each. We're going to use 3 of those. And I'm going to do that once that wine comes to a boil. And I didn't put it on high because wine has a lower boiling point than water because of the alcohol. So what else will you need for this particular recipe? It's posted up on the site there, but you'll also need some salt and pepper, olive oil, some heavy cream, and some parsley. The parsley should be sprinkled on the whole dish at the end and mixed in and dished out that way. And then some fresh thyme leaves, which, let me show you how to get fresh thyme leaves. What I do with my thyme. Question of the day. There it is. So, you can, if you really feel like it, go through and pick all these tiny little leaves off of here. Or you can take your fingernails and sort of scrape. And they all come off. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And they come off in pretty good quantity. Pick the ones on the end off because the ends of the things are sort of tender. And it'll take quite a bit to get the 2 tablespoons we need for this recipe. So I'm just going to do this. You can see that got pretty clean. And we've got about a teaspoon. So just 8 more of those. Our other recipe is our creamy lemon chicken with potatoes and artichokes. For that, we need about 2 pounds, just shy of 2 pounds of chicken. It calls for breasts. Today we're using thighs because I like thighs better. Just have it into 6 pretty equal pieces because it's served 6. It makes 6 servings. So, nutrition-wise, our lobster pappardelle has 481 calories per serving. So if you put that with a side salad that has lemon juice for a dressing, you've got dinner for 500 calories. It does have a lot of sodium. It's got 637 milligrams of sodium, which is still considered low sodium. Apparently anything under 800 is considered low sodium. The average person should have about 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. If you're on a really strict sodium diet, they only cut it down to about 1,700 or 1,800. My grandma's currently on a 1,500 milligram a day diet, so we're looking for stuff that's really super low sodium. So our lemon chicken has 341 calories per serving, and it's a full meal. It's got the vegetables, it's got everything in it, but you could always add a salad. And 327 milligrams of sodium total. So that fits our bill. You can freeze it after it's cooked and pull out, freeze it in individual containers and pull them out one at a time. And okay, our water's starting to boil. So come over here. It's not water. Our wine is starting to boil. Come over here. I'm going to put these face down like this, and you can see that immediately they start turning that red lobster color. Okay, we're going to put a lid on that. And we set our timer for 5 minutes. And keep an eye on that. Next, I'm going to move this pan to a different burner. It's actually still hot. And in this pan, I'm going to put a little bit of oil. Calls for a tablespoon. You don't have to use that much. A couple teaspoons. I'm going to let it get hot. And all over the place. Okay. And here, I'm going to put our chicken. Cooks. I'm going to line my slow cooker tub with slow cooker liner. I just love these. They're nothing for cleanup. I'm going to take some smallish red potatoes. Don't pay extra for the baby red potatoes. Just go through the bin and pick the smaller ones. So that's silly. I'll cut these into quarters. And I'm going to line bottom of my slow cooker. We're using red potatoes because they hold up to long periods of cooking. They're still going to be cooked but slightly firm when they come out of the slow cooker. So they'll still have the nice potato feel, texture-wise. So there's that. I'm going to go turn my chicken over. So we're not cooking the chicken. We are just browning it. Giving it some color on both sides. Keep an eye on that. Next ingredient. We're actually going to have to do our lobster next. So that our time management works correctly. pretty? Look how red those are. They're hot. We're going to set them off to the side here because we need them to cool. This is our wine and chicken broth with our sprig of thyme. I'm turning this down to about a medium. I'm going to add salt and pepper now. And I'm going to add a quarter of a cup of olive oil. And then adding olive oil because it is part of the flavor. Okay. I'm going to turn that back up to boil and put the lid back on it. And I'm going to leave that alone for about 12 minutes. I'll come back and check it. Now, my water's boiling. I'll put my 8 ounces of pappardelle by weight. Don't forget the diet scale. Okay. And the chicken's over there, cooling off just a little. And one more step to that. And we'll switch the pans back one more time. Well, we wish we had that third camera. Meantime, we're going to make a lovely red pepper. This is a sweet pepper, so you don't need to worry too much about gloves because it's not going to burn you. And you can use green, you can use yellow, you can use purple. Who knows? I'm going to cut this into strips, thin strips. We're going to take these strips and we're going to lay them out on our top of our potatoes. Okay. That was our camera. Well, we fix that camera real quick. Finish these up. We're going to put our chicken in here. On top of that. So you don't need to cook the chicken. Just want it brown, crispy in bits, tasty looking. Meat does not color a lot in the slow cooker, and as humans, we like color on our meat. Makes us feel like it's cooked. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is put this pan back over here on the burner and add 3 cloves of chopped garlic. Matter of fact, I do cheat and use the stuff out of the bottle every time. And you cook garlic until you can smell it. And then it's done. as soon as you get that big waft of garlic in your nose, that is cooked. Just peel the hair pretty. It was probably on the counter and the camera knocked it in to the burner. That's alright. So we're going to sprinkle this over our chicken. And then we're going to add two cups of low sodium or no sodium, up to you, chicken broth. Lovely back here. Alright, that's it. We're going to put this in the slow cooker for 6 to 7 hours on low. And when we come out, our slow cooker pan has changed color.
Magic.
It's magic. Alright. This has been on low for 6.5 hours. Take the chicken out. And set that aside. All right, now a pan. We're going to take a 1/4 cup of the juice out of here. Let me get a ladle. This is nice and hot. That juice, and we're adding to that a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, nicely squeezed lemon juice, and a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. Use Greek yogurt. It's taking the place of sour cream, so it needs that little bit of bite. And 2 tablespoons of arrowroot starch. Arrowroot starch is a thickener, like cornstarch, very much like cornstarch. And you can use it if you have corn allergies. Use it 1:1. It's hard to find. We got it some from a health food store, and then we found it on Amazon, so I guess it's not as hard to find. You can find everything on Amazon. Alright, now before we put that in there, we have 12 ounces of artichoke cups. These are from Trader Joe's. And I say that because that's the only place I found them. When I'm there, I buy them all. So, they've been sitting out thawing most of the day. And then we're going to put our liquid in. Make sure it's nice and smooth. That's our roux. We'll thicken it up a bit, make a nice sauce. And we'll put our chicken back. Put it down in the liquid there. Now, this is going to go back to the slow cooker on high instead of low for a half hour. There. And of course, at the end of that, you have this, which is, now, if you're going to split this up and freeze it, great. You can make 6 servings out of that slow cooker and portion it out first, because remember, portion is the whole key. And freeze it, and you've got your nice gravy. When you reheat it, you'll want to pull the peppers out, because they tend to get a little papery when they're reheated. But doesn't that look good? It's delicious, trust me. All right. Come back over here. Just a couple minutes. Oh, actually looks like our noodles are done, so I will drain those. About 1,000 hot pads. Do you think I can find one when I need one? Oh, there we go. It's like those mittens you used to string through kids' clothes. Yep. All right. So we want this to cook down to about a half cup. We're at about a cup now. Take the lid off and let it boil a little better. And it does start sizzling as the wine boils off. I've got a couple more minutes, so we're going to get our lobster ready. Now, what we have to do next, oh, I forgot my dill. Look at me. So used to not putting it in there. You should have put the dill in there with the liquid stuff. So if you would sprinkle that over the top, it'll get mixed in. Okay. Now, we have to get the meat out of the lobster. So we're going to take some scissors and we're going to go down the hard side. All the way. Smells yummy. 3 tablespoons of dill. And fresh dill, of course, has more flavor. There we go. We want as much out of there as we can because it's lobster and it's a treat. But don't get this stuff because that's not a treat. So we've got that pretty clean, and we're going to do that to all 3 of these. Trim off the bottom goo, which is soft. The lobster's bottom of his tail is soft. You can usually find lobster at nearly any holiday on sale. All right, one more. Okay. Lobster doesn't taste like crab, by the way. Don't let anyone tell you that they're the same. They're not. These lobster. Oh, and we're nearly there. See how timing works? Me have the worst timing in the world and is always starting 10 minutes late. And everything's just going to finish right on time at the same time. Alright, get these chunkies out of here. Alright, I'm going to chop this up. And it's going to be spongy. It's just the way it feels. And that's okay. All right. All right. And now, of course, when you're on a diet, nothing can be creamy, right? You can't have that Alfredo and all that. Oh, okay. You can. You just have to mix it. So that's looking like about half a cup. I'm going to take this part out. I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm actually going to bring this over here. All right. Yeah, I'm going to turn the heat on. Shush now. I'm going to add to this 2 tablespoons of cream, and it's going to be enough to give this a beautiful creamy flavor and texture. Stir this up, and I'm going to add to that my lobster. And it's going to curdle for a minute while we stir. And then it's going to smooth out. See? And be a beautiful creamy dish. And now I'm going to pour in my noodles. And I'm going to stir this and get those noodles all worked in there, separated. And you can see where plain egg noodles might work better for this, but it really is a very tasty dish. And this is going to make 4 servings. And once again, we're going to sprinkle this with some parsley and some fresh thyme leaves. And here comes the parsley. This is good leftover. It doesn't freeze so well. But it's good, so you're going to eat it tomorrow for lunch anyway. You're going to say, oh man, I wish I had some of that stuff for my dinner last night.
Don't know what you're talking about.
You ate it for breakfast, didn't you?
Yep.
Good for breakfast too. Nobody ever said you can't have dinner for breakfast. Especially if it's got the nutrition and the calories you're looking for, so go for it. Okay guys. I don't know where to put my first thyme leaves. Oh, they're there. Stir that up. See how nice and springy it looks? Pretty bright color. Fresh. And there we are. In just under 40 minutes, we just made 2 dinners that are really tasty, are really good leftover, and are really healthy. And don't forget that the chicken is really low sodium. So we're going to take about a 30-minute break now, pick up the little one from school and get a couple things made, and then we're going to come back and do a second show today. We're going to make shortbread, the cookies. And we're going to do them 2 different ways. We're going to do it with and without flour. Well, wheat flour. Hopefully they'll work. We're going to have a little experiment during the break. So I hope you will join us. Thank you.